The 2025 Kia Sorento PHEV. It's got electric range when you want it, but a gas tank when you need it.
Wait, what does that mean?
Well, Charlotte, I don't expect you to understand. But that's why we're going to do a live stream car review explaining everything that the PHEV EX model has to offer, for the Sorento, that is. But Charlotte, there's one thing we need to talk about before we get into our walkthrough. What is that?
I think it's we've got mail.
We have got mail, and that mail is from DT UK. So it just arrived yesterday. There was a postal strike
in Canada.
But we got this lovely Christmas holiday card in the mail.
With the most beautiful handwriting I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, we gotta stop that.
Girl.
But check it out. Thank you so much, DT UK. That was very kind of you, and we really appreciate it.
And a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you, too.
Yes. Now, with that being said, Happy New Year. Happy refreshed model of the Kia Sorento. There's a lot to cover in this episode.
That was a really good segue. All right, and we're doing it live. So we're doing exterior, we're doing interior, we're doing powertrain, we're doing fuel, we're doing electricity. You want to talk about it, you want to know about it, we're going to talk about it.
And if you don't want to know about it, we're still going to talk about
it. Let's
go. All right, so starting off with the exterior, we'll give you a quick walkthrough of everything you're going to get in this vehicle, starting off with the front end. Now, this is an Interstellar gray, very similar to what we've seen in the past called Gravity Gray or Panthera Metal. It's a dark metallic gray, and it looks stunning. Now, in the sunlight, of course, this gray is going to shine a lot more, but we've got our Kia fluorescent lights, and we're working with that today. Kia emblem is nicely stamped into the grille for a clean and sleek look. And then when it comes to the rest of the design elements on the Sorento PHEV, we got a lot of sleek elements. So if you didn't watch our previous 2024 model review, you'll notice this vehicle does look a little bit different. It's a restyled version. So a lot of the fundamental elements are the same, just in a bold, modern look. So, modern headlamps. We get brand new daytime running lights. They're in our amber finish. And then we get a vertically stacked LED main bulb. Now, this is a projection light, very sharp, very bright, and we do get integrated intelligent high beam assist. We'll also get LED fog lamps. You'll find them mounted below right over here. Very bright, and then if you take a closer look, Charlotte is a little bit blinded by the lights right now, but we do have forward parking sensors on this vehicle. So these ultrasonic sensors are of course going to allow you to get audible alerts inside the cabin when you're approaching something too close on the front end of the vehicle. That's exceptionally helpful considering this is a plug-in hybrid. So if you are plugging this into your garage and this is a larger vehicle, you do get that added benefit of your vehicle warning you if you're getting a bit too close. On the topic of safety, we also get a couple other functions. So this radar plate over here is going to be utilized for your smart cruise control. Smart cruise control is essentially going to monitor your speed based off the vehicle ahead of you, based off however distance you've set. So there's 4 preset following distances. It'll take you all the way to stop and go traffic, so to a complete halt, and then right back up to speed again. This vehicle is also going to give you a more advanced version of forward collision avoidance, so it's going to work for pedestrians and cyclists, and of course other motorized vehicles, but you can also expect it to work when you're making a left turn at a busy intersection, or junction, as we say. A couple other elements, we do get a little bit of gloss black just above your grille over there, and a nice satin chrome along the bottom. The grille insert itself is a matte black, so a couple different mixed elements here, but they all flow together quite nice. A little bit more of that satin chrome here, and then some black on the skid plate. I'll pop the hood open for you guys so you can see what we're talking about in terms of plug-in hybrid department. Now, if you are new to the hybrid or just Kia world, the plug-in hybrid kind of gives you the best of both worlds, we like to say. And that's because you can plug it in and really capitalize on the 48 kilometers of all-electric range that this vehicle has to offer. But at the end of the day, you still have a fuel tank, so you're never going to be stranded with this vehicle unless you don't put gas or charge it.
And at that point, like, there's only so much we can do to help you guys.
We can't help you there. So let's pop open the hood. Hydraulic hood, that is.
Ah!
Oh,
it peed.
We just washed this car. All right, so this is a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It's a gasoline direct injection engine, and of course you do have help thanks to the electrical components in the hybrid powertrain. So essentially this gasoline engine is going to work with the hybrid elements of this vehicle, giving you a hybrid. Now, where does a hybrid and a plug-in hybrid differ? You're also going to get a larger, sorry, the water, it just keeps coming. The plug-in hybrid has a larger battery compared to traditional hybrid, and that allows you to actually plug in this vehicle and get range. The all-electric range is 48 kilometers, that's what it's rated for. And if I do a lot of around the city driving, think short distances, I can use all of that range up and never really dig into my gas. Now, if you are someone who likes to road trip a lot or just travels longer distances, that's okay. You're still gonna get a hybrid at the end of the day, so this vehicle will be more fuel efficient than, let's say, a traditional gas Sorento. It's rated at 3.2 liters combined per 100 kilometers, so that is fantastic for an all-wheel drive vehicle of this sort when it is plugged in, of course. And you get 261 horsepower with 258 pound-feet of torque. So powertrain-wise, it packs a good punch. It's by no means a sluggish vehicle, and it is a ton of fun to drive. For your transmission, it's a 6-speed automatic transmission, and you do get paddle shifters. The paddle shifters are quite cool because when you are in sport mode, they will change the gear, but if you're in eco mode, it'll actually change the amount of regenerative braking on this vehicle. Regenerative braking, if you didn't know, maybe I should be at the wheels when we talk about this. Regenerative braking is when you're slowing down or coasting with the vehicle, it's going to build back some charge into the battery itself. Now, it's by no means going to replenish your battery from 0% to all 48 kilometers worth of electricity, but it will help top it up here and there. For your wheels, these are beautiful 19-inch alloys, and they are a different design from the 2024 model, so cool new look. I really do like them. You get a Continental all-season tire, and the plug-in hybrid Sorento is standard with all-wheel drive. Kia's all-wheel drive system does have a front-wheel drive bias, so if it's a regular sunny day and you're on regular pavement, it's primarily going to be front wheel. But if you're digging into a gravel road, muddy road, snowy road, the vehicle will adjust torque to the rear wheels to give you the power where you need it, giving you optimal traction.
Ryan is asking, can you use the gas motor to recharge the EV battery while driving like we could on the Optima back in the day?
Yes, you can.
There you
So
go.
put this vehicle in sport mode. It's going to prioritize using power from the engine, and you can see your charge build back. You also have a button inside the cabin that allows you to switch between hybrid mode, eco mode, or not eco mode, electric mode, and automatic mode. Automatic mode is going to let the vehicle decide, so it will use its gas engine when it's most efficient, and of course use your EV range when it makes the most sense. If you want to save your electric range for later on, let's say you know you're going to be doing a lot of stop and go city driving later on in the day, and you're doing regular driving throughout, you can choose to do that just by using that button there. So you can choose when you want to use your range. Back on the topic of wheels, both your front and rear brakes are going to be ventilated. They're the same dimensions as well too. You get a little bit of black plastic surrounding your wheel arches with a reflector right over there. In Sorento format or fashion, we do have a little bit more chrome along the sides. Now our hybrids typically have light accents, and then our gasoline models typically have this in black in the X-Line and above trims. For your mirrors, you do get a mix of body color and gloss black on the bottom with an LED turn signal indicator on the side. The mirror is also going to house your blind spot detection, so that is of course going to be the illumination on the mirror to show you if there's a vehicle in your left or right blind spot, but you also get an audible alert inside the cabin to let you know that there's someone there if you do go to indicate lane change. For your door handles, you do have proximity entry, so give that a push, it'll unlock the door for you. Whether you're on the driver's side or passenger side, you just click either or, and it'll allow you in and out and lock your doors nicely without touching your key ever. For your roof rails, you get, again, that chrome finish, and that's also going to be what you find surrounding your windows, with the the inclusion of gloss black for the pillars. Along the back, you can't see this, but we do have a multi-link rear suspension, so great handling on this vehicle. Your rear spoiler also houses your rear wiper, so it's just underneath. Beautiful high-mounted stop lamp, and a nice clean look thanks to the fact that that rear wiper is hidden under the spoiler. It's also nice because, of course, when it comes wintertime, we get a lot of snow and ice. You'll never have to scrape that off your wiper. It's always hidden. The back end of the Sorento, nice clean look. Not too much has changed compared to the previous generation body style, other than the fact that the tail lamps are connected now, so there's no more separation over here.
Big deal.
Big deal. Sorento badging on the bottom left, and then we do get rear parking sensors along our back bumper, so again, very helpful when you are reverse parking this vehicle. There's also rear cross traffic collision avoidance assist. Now that is absolutely a mouthful to say, but let me explain it to you guys. When you're reversing a vehicle like this out of a busy parking lot, and if there's two large vehicles parked beside you, it's a little bit hard to see if there's any pedestrians walking up behind or either other vehicles driving behind you. This vehicle will warn you if it senses anything coming and apply brake force if it senses the risk of a collision. You also get a proximity liftgate. So when I go to open up my liftgate, you'll notice it is powered, but to make things even easier, and this is a function you can either turn on or off, you can simply walk up to the car. As long as the key's on you, it'll sense you're here and automatically open it for you. You can also adjust the height. Now that we're back here, you'll notice that we have two more seats. This is a 6-seater vehicle, and the plug-in hybrid only comes as a 6-seater, so you'll get the captain's chairs in the middle with these two seats in the rear. Very easy to fold them back up because you do have these tethers, and then armrests or headrests come up individually. You'll also notice this. So this is our level 1 charger. It comes with all of our EV or plug-in hybrid purchases. There's no special wiring needed, so you can simply plug this charger into a regular wall outlet, just like that, the same way you'd plug in your phone, and then plug it into your car. Now this typically takes overnight to charge your vehicle, and I know a lot of EV or hybrid haters will say, I don't have that much time to wait. Let me tell you guys, if you're getting home from work, you have time to wait. You can plug in your vehicle. So it will take a bit longer, but you can also use a level 2 charger. So Charlotte, do you mind showing our level 2 charger?
Not at all.
So this level 2 charger will charge your vehicle, your plug-in hybrid's battery, in about 3.8 hours. So about 4 hours, really. Now that is definitely a little bit more effective, but you don't really need to get a level 2 charger unless you want to, because overnight works for a lot of people, and at the end of the day, you're not going to be stranded because you can still put gas in this vehicle and drive just fine.
Now, is a level 2 charger the fastest charger you can use?
Yes, so plug-in hybrids in the Kia world are not capable of DC fast charging, and you don't really need that anyway. So level 2 would be the highest or fastest charger you can use. You can typically find those at malls, even regular charging stations. Just look for AC, and you'll be able to plug in your vehicle no problem. But really what gets the best, or what makes the most sense to get a plug-in hybrid if you are someone who does work somewhere with a charger, or you just can charge at home, it makes a lot of sense. So every time I film a PHEV, I always talk about my mom, and her car might actually, no, it's not charging right now, but she does work here. She owns a Sorento plug-in hybrid, and she gets gas about twice a month. She used to get gas twice a week with her gas V6 Sorento. It's been a game changer for her because she doesn't like getting gas, especially not in the winter, so she just plugs her vehicle in at work, doesn't even plug it in at home, and gets along just fine. So it's truly an incredible vehicle in that sense. Now, I think that's about it for our exterior walkthrough. If you guys have any questions, we'll do a Q&A towards the end of it, but Charlotte's going to take you guys on a tour of the inside. So
Perfect.
let's do a switch.
All right, so let's take a look on the interior, because Gabby talked a lot about some of the features and functions that we see by way of the powertrain. Inside is when you're really going to be able to customize them if you want, or you can just flip them into that more so automatic mode. So let's go on in, shall we? I'll have you give a good pan of the cabin, and now would be a perfect time for you guys to scroll down to the bottom of this YouTube channel, leave a like, and also subscribe to the Kia Hyundai channel if you haven't done so already. So here's the interior. The Sorento is probably my favorite SUV that Kia offers, and I say that with a little bit of a bias because I do drive a straight gasoline one, and I really enjoy it. So the fact that you have a plug-in hybrid, you get all of the space with even more efficiency, it's a slam dunk, in my opinion. But let's take a look at some of the design elements that we have. Keeping with what we see on the exterior, we have some traditional chrome accents. We have some darker chrome accents, which I think just looks really good. I love the design in these vehicles. We have a mix of a soft touch leather, some plastic. Everything is very wipeable and easy to keep clean. And you can tell that we have a little bit of dirt, but it's easy to keep clean. All right. For our mirrors, you'll see that they are electronically controlled. We have our driver's window is going to be a one-touch with obstacle detection with regular automatic windows, and then our window lock and our child lock is going to be a shared feature. We have 6 speakers in this vehicle. I had to think about that for a second, and we have 9 airbags should something happen on the interior of the vehicle in the event of a collision. Now for our seat, something I love is standard on all Sorentos. You have a power driver's seat, so you can see I can move it forward, I can move it backwards, I can adjust the height, I can also adjust my backrest, and with that I also have the ability to do 2-way lumbar support. So very comfortable, very easy to find a comfortable configuration whether you are tall or whether you are on the shorter side like I am. Over here, our vents, I really like how they mimic the shape of our headlamp unit on the front. And here you can see our fuel door, traction control, and you can also open your tailgate from inside the cabin as well.
So I didn't even show that. Can you open our fuel door?
How many liters is it?
So here we go. We'll open this up. I believe we have a 52-liter tank, and it's just regular unleaded fuel. So you do not need to put in any special gas when it comes to fueling up this vehicle. And then on the passenger side, we'll have another door. And this is, of course, your charge port. So this is an AC charge port. And of course, the level 1 charger that comes with the vehicle works totally fine. Overnight would be what your time frame is going to be. And then you can always do level 2 if you are in public, or maybe if your workplace has it, right over there.
I'm not sure if you guys caught that, but to open up your charge door, you just press on it. There's no special button on the inside of the cabin.
Awesome.
Very nice, right?
Yep.
All right, steering wheel. Let's talk about what we got here, and then we'll have Gabby come around. Just regular, normal steering wheel, like the piano black for a little bit of contrast on it. Very rare that I say I like the piano black, so people grow. It is leather wrapped, it's heated, so very comfortable, and we're gonna have a split between our driving and our media controls as well. So from here you can access all of those driving controls as Gabby talked about, and then again, media controls. Now, paddle shifters, Gabby spoke about this briefly. When you're in any other mode, aside from eco, they're gonna act as typical paddle shifters. However, when you are in eco, they're gonna be able to control the amount of regenerative braking. So dual purpose, a lot of things that are dual purpose, and I think that's really cool in this vehicle. All right, lighting stock, wiper stock, and then for my instrument cluster, we have a 4.2-inch center screen, which we are able to cycle between. So from here, you can see when your safety features are enabled. You can also see that power distribution, TPMS, and then also what your electric range is going to look like and your trip computer too. And if I scroll all the way down, what this diagram is going to show us, and even in our PHEV designated button, which we'll show in a couple seconds, it's not even showing right now, is this is basically going to show you the flow, which I think is really handy, especially if you're trying to understand how a PHEV or HEV works. So similar to what Ryan is talking about, is it's going to show you, or what he asked in his question, is it's going to show you when you're basically putting power back in and where it's coming from versus what you're using to recharge it and what you're operating the vehicle on. So very fun, cool piece of technology and interesting to keep an eye on, especially during different driving situations. All right, come around.
Now, Charlotte, when it comes to driving a PHEV versus a regular gas vehicle, is there anything you have to do differently?
I would definitely make sure that you're still using some friction braking.
Yes.
That is definitely one thing, because brakes, use them or lose them, baby.
But at the end of the day, is there anything really different? The answer is not really.
Not really. It's pretty similar. You are still going to have a little bit more torque when it comes to coming right off of the line when it comes to hybrid or plug-in hybrid vehicles, which is pretty straightforward. So if you're not used to that, you might be like, oh, this feels like it's got a little bit more zip. And truthfully it does, but it's not going to be groundbreaking. It's not going to feel like you're driving a spaceship. It's not going to feel as drastic as going from straight gasoline to full electric vehicle.
You're really selling this for me.
Am I?
You're telling me this is a torque monster?
Yeah! That's Gabby's favorite. All right, let's take a look at our screen that we have here. 12.3 inches, new Kia software, which I love, which also means we have a wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I'm going to click back into that PHEV button because from here you're going to get a more in-depth of that diagram that you'll see on your instrument cluster. And again, very interesting just to see, especially in different situations, highway driving, city driving, everything like that. And it's going to give you very similar at a glance as to what we saw on here, such as your battery status, your EV range, scheduled charging, which you can also set. So if you want to schedule, or if you want to charge only during off-peak hours, you can do so to help you save. I usually say save at the pump, but I guess save at the plug. So lots that you can really do with this. It'll also give you some of your stats and your history. So very handy to see and interesting to keep an eye on to see how the vehicle responds with you as the driver. Yeah, setup, everything here is pretty straightforward. If you want to customize any of your favorite features, you can definitely do so from in here. You'll also, of course, have the eco vehicle option where you can go and adjust things like your regenerative braking, everything along those lines. Oops, sorry, I'm messing around too much. And then you also are going to have this drop-down menu, which again, fully customizable, depending on what it is you'd like to have accessible at a fingertip.
I think the way they've done this update, it's very similar to how you'd kind of work your phone. Usually you pull it down and you get quick settings, that kind of thing.
Personally, I like things to be really uniform. Like, that's why I really love the wireless CarPlay in this, is it's my phone. It's something I recognize, it's something I use all the time, and this very well much mimics that. I think that's a really good point, Gabby. Good job. Nice observation. More chrome stretching all the way across the dash, as you can see. Then down below, we have our switchable infotainment and climate control cluster. You do have dual zone climate control. Right now, this is going to be set to our media controls, including our integrated search function. So again, if you struggle with the learning curve and want to search for media or even a specific feature to change, you can actually use that, type it in, and it's going to bring up all the relevant searches to the side. From here, you can still see that we have our front and rear defrost, that dual climate control as I mentioned, and because this is a electric vehicle or an efficient vehicle, I will say, you still have the driver only feature, which is going to focus the climate control just on the driver, because you still want to get the most out of your electric range, or out of the most out of your electricity. I'm going to turn that off because it's blowing cold air. Down below, wireless phone charger, perfect with your wireless Apple CarPlay, and then still options for connectivity or for charging if you want to use them. Heated seats up here in the front. And again, we're going to have our dial type shift-by-wire. This one is definitely an upgrade from what we've seen previously. Seems a little bit more luxe, definitely mimicking a lot more of what we see on the Genesis end of things. Drive modes, so you're going to have Eco, Sport, and Smart, and then also your terrain modes, snow, mud, and sand to change up that torque distribution. Heated steering wheel with 2 levels of heat. Auto hold, downhill braking assist, electronic parking brake, your rear view camera with your parking sensors, which will show, and then I'll come back to the last button. So dynamic guidelines here. Love that. Don't you just love when that happens? Now, of course, your rear view camera will come up as your vehicle is put into reverse. Also, if any of the front or if any of the rear sensors pick up anything, it'll pull up the feet as well. And your sensors will be shown here too. You also have a wide view. Now, this is that switchable button that Gabby was talking about where you can go between EV, HEV, or a regular automatic if you want the vehicle to decide based on theirs. Right now, it's not going to let us really switch between because if you guys had noticed, our EV range is actually sitting at 0 right now.
Someone didn't plug it in.
So we need to plug it in probably.
But you know what? That's a great, going back to our first point of the video, EV range when you want it.
Gas when you need it.
Yes.
And this isn't charged, so we definitely need gas right now.
Yep.
Center console, you have a split level, so very nice for smaller items. This is also a really convenient spot to lay your sunglasses, and it is slightly obscured. That way no one can necessarily see, I guess, from the outside. Mirror, ECM mirror with the capacity for home link down at the bottom. And also standard on all of our Kia Sorentos is going to be Kia Connect. So it's going to be Kia's telematics system, or basically their smartphone integration. All right, should we take a look at the second row?
First, I think we got to do the
glove box review.
Standard glove box, menus in French and English.
Menus?
Manuals.
Manuals.
What would you like to order from our menu?
I would like one Kia Sorento PHEV EX, please.
Wouldn't we all?
I know. All right, I love the second row of the Kia Sorento, and I used to be a diehard bench seat person. Now, I had a kid, so now I am a diehard captain chairs person. These both seats are going to have sets of lower latch anchors. They're also going to have rear tethers. These are on a rail system, which means they're super easy to move for those who may be in the back row, or also if you need to adjust any pass-through room or leg room in the third row. So very convenient. They also have drop-down armrests. And then if you want to go and take a look at the door, you can see some of our items that we have on there. I like that we have our cup holders side mounted. And then you still have your regular bottle holder down at the bottom. Perfect. And then for some more amenities that we have more focused to the second center console, we have rear ventilation, which you guys know I love. Down below, a 12-volt. And both of our seats are going to have a USB-C integrated for quick charging. You also have 2 pockets, leather for privacy, and net for stretch. Let's take a look at the third row.
Sorry about the plastic in the third row.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. But did you guys see how easy it was to move that seat forward? A child could do it.
Instant replay. This button right over here allows the seat to move forward on its rails and also folds forward a bit too to allow you for ease of entrance towards the back.
So for the second row, this seat is moved all the way back, so this is the least amount of legroom that I will get. I will say one of the benefits of having captain's chairs is you have the infinite legroom glitch, in my opinion. You see what I mean. So if I'm sitting back here, I am still able to kind of stretch out. I can get some legroom, and like I said, these are adjustable, so if you need more room back here, you can get it. Some other amenities is the third row was not forgotten about. We still have 2 USB-Cs back here. We have a little convenience pocket here, and then also we're going to have 2 cup holders on either side. I also have a 12-volt in the cargo area, and from here, oh, I hit the wrong one. I can actually completely fold these seats down. Very handy from a cargo standpoint. Not necessarily if you're just sitting back here in the third row, but if you are loading everything up, that makes it very easy that you don't have to come around. So
I think I'm just going to zoom in on that side, but that is a door handle allowing you some, no, that one. No, the one behind. You can't see where I'm pointing. There you go. But if you are coming in or out of the third row, it's just somewhere to grab onto to give yourself a little bit
There's
more
lots
balance.
of points to grab onto, as I just demonstrated.
Yes.
There's at least 3 door handles, guys.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm always pleasantly surprised when it comes to the third row back here. It doesn't feel like a bonus row. This feels like a really nice, true third row for an SUV.
It's spacious.
Very spacious.
Super spacious.
These 2 main seats are also going to have rear anchors and tethers on the back for car seats. So you can put 4 car seats in this bad boy.
It's worth noting that it's 2 seats too, and not 3 crammed in.
If it was 3, that would give bonus seat entry.
Yes, and that would not be fun.
No, that would not be great. right, Q&A?
Yes, let's Q&A. I saw a comment earlier. I'm just trying to find it again.
Do you want to do it outside or do you want to do it in the vehicle?
I'm just gonna find it
Yeah.
while being outside, but I'll grab my iPad for the rest of the Q&A.
Sure.
Can't find it right now. You guys can watch Charlotte rearrange the seats while I try to find it.
I love a modular configuration.
I'll just give you this and then
Okay.
I'll grab our stuff.
If you guys have questions, put them in the chat now. Maybe Gabby was looking for yours. Okay, jump scare. I'm gonna turn the camera around in like 5 seconds. Okay, jump scare, get ready. Ah! Hi everyone. Okay, these are a third row. Yes, they are. A really nice third row.
I think I said it was a 52-liter tank. It's a 47, which, let me break that down for you. I have a 47-liter tank in my car too. It takes about $60 to $65 to fill right now with our current gas prices. And of course with the PHEV, you fuel it when you need it, but you're going to get most of your efficiency from, of course, charging it or, yeah, plugging it in. So between those two, fantastic. Small gas tank, great electric range. It just makes a lot of sense.
Someone said, Charlotte, the Kia didn't try to eat your heels. Lucky. I think one of the last Sorento videos we did, my shoe got stuck in the rail system and they have a scar on them now, my shoes. I saw another question talking about the difference in range, or asking about the difference in range between an HEV and a PHEV. So with a hybrid electric vehicle, you don't have pure electric range like in a plug-in hybrid that you're running off of. So it's not necessarily going to operate in full EV, but it will kind of at lower speeds as it'll primarily be running off of that electric motor to give you that more fuel efficiency. So like if you're in a city situation or something like that, utilization of green zones too.
So we got asked if this is a good car to run a hair salon out of. And context, we have done a video where we used one of our electric vehicles to run a hair salon. This one wouldn't be our choice because it doesn't have vehicle to load. No. It would be an electric vehicle that we would pick for that.
I saw another person asking if this comes in a diesel variant and also an electric variant. Neither of those in Canada. I think there may be diesel in Europe. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, but not a plug-in hybrid diesel.
No.
Just Sorento diesel.
Yes.
Is the belt out today, Gabby? Just joined. It is. Yes. 2025, we're wearing belts this year.
2025, keeping the pants up.
Total range of PHEV versus HEV on a road trip.
Oh, on a road trip. Okay.
So HEV fully fueled, I believe it's about, oh my gosh, the total distance.
Get your mom in here.
The total distance to empty, off the top of my head, I can't remember. But I want to say it's close to 800 kilometers.
No, that sounds right. It's been a while since I've seen one fully charged.
Yeah, and for this one, it's close to 600. So of course you do have a little bit less distance to empty, but of course if you're plugging it in every day and it's replenishing.
Where's Dale?
Yeah.
Dale, what's your distance to empty? Give it to us in miles.
So I feel like every time I hop into my mom's Sorento, she's always at like 250 kilometers till empty, but because the 50 kilometers keeps coming back because she's plugging it in every day.
She's there for like 2 weeks.
So she's always at a half tank of fuel, but full charge, you know what I mean? So it's great, but like I said, she used to get gas twice a week with her V6 Sorento. Once she got the plug-in hybrid, she's getting gas twice a month. And that most of that fuel sippage is coming from the weekend when she's driving around not plugging in her car. Because while she's at work, it's getting plugged in every single day.
Because she doesn't plug in at home, correct?
Yeah.
Thank you.
She doesn't, and the reason why she doesn't plug in at home is because she didn't want to get an electric charger, or an EV charger, sorry. And the cord that comes with the vehicle doesn't fit with our garage because my dad's bad Mustang is in the garage. Gabby's mom is there. Have her do a cameo. She would never be on camera, you guys. I'm sorry. She doesn't want to. I'm torn between the Sorento and the Sportage. I have this impression that the Sorento is good if you have kids, and I'm single.
So I've actually done both with a kid. I have a daughter. She's 2 years old. So I've done that stage in actually both vehicles. What I will say is I find that this is very convenient. The Sorento is very convenient if you are traveling with, 3 to 4 people, because with having a kid comes a lot more equipment, stroller, pack and play, stuff like that. So what I usually say is if you want the most amount of cargo space in this vehicle, is you lose a seat than you would in the Sportage. So 4 seats, and then use all of this for my, stroller and my essentials, stuff like that. Something I really liked about the Sportage is that I had the max amount of cargo space, but was still able to use 5 different seats, which again, very convenient if you're typically hauling passengers.
We got asked how long would this vehicle take to charge at a regular charging station, not a quick one. So there's no quick charging for PHEVs if you're using a public charger. So what you'd find at the mall or charging stations, it's about 4 hours. If you're using the level 1 charger that doesn't take any special wiring, you plug it into a regular outlet, it's going to take, I like to say overnight, but that's probably around, 9 hours, 10 hours for this vehicle.
Sorry, were you asking me a question?
No, I was just
Okay,
I was just talking. But
I'm trying to read.
I always feel like I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Gabby could show us a photo of her mom or do the FaceTime thing. Should I try to FaceTime her? I don't think she'd answer.
I think she's been in a video. Go watch our YouTube short where we pranked her with our backup camera. It's a really funny video.
I'm FaceTiming her right now. I don't think she'll answer.
So she'll walk in here. You're like, what are you doing? The electric only range on this is 48 kilometers.
You got it.
Thank you.
It used to be 55. Oh.
Mom reveal.
She's... Hi. Do you want to say hi to YouTube? They want to see you. No. She said no. She said she's having a bad hair day, you guys.
We love Gabby's mom. We love Bella.
That's her. Okay. But yes, she does work here.
And we love her.
We're not really sure what she does, but she's really
She's
good at it,
employee
apparently.
of the month every month.
Okay. I might have to drive up to Canada to buy this vehicle from these 2 ladies. Might have to.
Okay, I'm just trying to see if there's any questions earlier on that I've missed.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder doing it off of this screen. Not the same tone.
Current lead times for the Sorento Hybrid and PHEV. So we still typically, we have a wait list for these vehicles still. But a lot of it really comes down to what you're looking for exterior color wise and of course trim level wise. The SX models are a bit harder to come by. As far as the EX goes, which of course is what we're in right now, we have had better luck finding them, getting them. Mm-hmm. But if you'd like to contact our sales team with what you're looking for, we can help you out, probably give you a better estimate and timeline.
Or love to help you place an order. If you are looking at an SX, I would this sounds so bad. Like I'm like downselling people, but I'm like, consider the EX. I think the EX is fantastic. Mm-hmm. Obviously it's going to be more affordable. I also think that it has all of the creature comfort features that you would want, plus more, and it doesn't feel like, the first trim for the PHEV. It feels very premium, mm-hmm. Feels very, very comfortable.
So you really don't need to charge this vehicle because the engine will do it. You don't really need to charge this vehicle at all because
it's gas.
There's a fuel tank at the end of the day, but you get a lot of the efficiency and kind of what you're buying a PHEV for by charging it. Now you can of course use the gas tank to charge it, but you're using gas to do that, mm-hmm. which kind of, just get a hybrid at that point.
Also, keep in mind that this vehicle is going to be a lot heavier because it does have a bigger battery pack than something like a hybrid electric vehicle. So the vehicle is going to have to do more work, of mm-hmm. course, to be able to charge it. And of course that, negatively affects your efficiency. So charge it. If you can't charge your plug-in hybrid, consider doing a hybrid instead.
Yes. And I will say, once you run out of EV range for this vehicle, it's still a hybrid. Mm-hmm. So it's still going to be more efficient than a regular gas Sorento, mm-hmm. but it's not going to be as efficient as the straight hybrid.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Because it's heavier.
Yes, exactly, because it's heavier. And then, of course, you do have that smaller fuel tank. Mm-hmm. So you won't be able to get as far on just gas as the regular hybrid.
Mm-hmm. That was a great question.
All right, we're at 33 minutes. We should probably wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my mom if she's watching as well for her cameo.
Now, tomorrow is going to look a little bit different. We're doing our live video. It's actually going to be at 1:30 tomorrow, and we are doing the battle of the Turbo Elantra Turbo K4. So be
Should
there
be a fun one.
or be square. Like and subscribe.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Smooches.